Today we're deep dropping for swords. We've got our essential equipment. We've got our BSM CHIRP Sounder, and we've got our NSS Evo 2. You can see on our BSM CHIRP Sounder, we've got a really good strong bottom return. We're seeing some bait fish, and we can actually see the drop-offs that we're wanting to get our deep drop on. In our chart here on the NSS, we can actually see our extension line, and we can see our drift and make sure that we're lining up perfectly on our waypoints and our drop-off that we've already marked. In 2009, Simrad was the first to launch recreational chirp sonar. And since then, our engineers have been hard at work. We get a lot of feedback from our sport fishing customers, and we make continuous improvement to our BSM CHIRP products. One of the best things about our products is they're really easy to go out and use. A lot of what we're doing is high performance, high technology, but we make it simple to use because when you're out here, you know, a lot's going on the boat. You're driving the boat, you're probably fishing, you're baiting, you're taking care of the family, and the last thing you want to have to do is be sitting around pushing buttons and messing with your devices. All right, here we go. I want to show you how I like to set up the BSM CHIRP Sounder to get the most out of it for this application. And what I do is I use low chirp anytime I'm fishing over 1,000 feet. High chirp will work, it just won't give as strong as a return. With low chirp now, I use a faster scroll speed when I get into 1,000 feet of water. So anytime I'm in, say, 1,500 feet of water, I'd use about a 4 times scroll speed enhancement. And what that does for you is it makes smaller targets look bigger, so it's easier for you to see. It's great for, you know, as you're walking around the boat and fishing, to be able to glance over at your unit and actually see an enhanced size target. And also, being this deep, the sonar is not pinging as fast as when it would be shallow. So you really need to make the targets bigger than they actually are. You can see the boat's drifting here. We were up here when we first started talking, now it's about right here. He's been letting the line out that whole time. It just hit the bottom, so now he's bringing it up, getting the line tight. All right, so as you can see here on the chirp, we're in about 1,600 feet of water, and we've got it set up on a split zoom. So what we can do here is we've got the entire water column showing over here, and we've gone and zoomed in on this area here, and that gives us better resolution. We're able to pick out small targets. You can see here we're actually picking up a really nice target. It's got a lot of red in the center, which would say it's got a good strong return, more so than just some of the bait that we've been picking up. But you can take and move this zoom range and slide it up and down the water column to the area you're fishing. So say if you were fishing for trolling fish for pelagic, you can move this zoom range to the top, or if you're like today, we're deep dropping, we're gonna put this right on the bottom and really start looking for those fish right on the bottom. All right, we just got set back up for another drop. It's looking good here on the screen. Looks like we got a lot of bait on the bottom, maybe even a couple good targets.
This is gonna be the one. We're gonna get him this one.
I think it's more about positive attitude when it comes to sword fishing and good music.
Good music and
some bright red targets.
How do you know this is the one? I can feel it. Well, I think we're going to be set up perfect on this drift. You can see right at the bottom of the edge there. Looks like we're going right for it. Actually, I know we're going right for it.
So we're in 1,600 feet of water. You've got about 1,600 feet of line out.
Yeah.
About 2.5 mile drift.
A lot of current, a lot of wind affecting your drift.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not just drive into the wind or with the wind and you'll go the other way. It's,
yeah.
You know, the current's going one way, you're kind of angled off the other way because of the wind.
Right. You can kind of make heads out of it by looking at your extension line.
That tells you exactly where you're going.
Right.
And we're trying to hit a small little area, 1/4 mile away from us, 2,000 feet of water. Nice seas today, but sometimes rough seas. This is the only way to do it. This makes it possible.
So with NSS, you can choose many different color palettes to suit your preference. On a really bright sunny day, I really like to have the white background. It really makes the targets pop and easy to see. At nighttime, you know, a nice blue background with red targets is nice. But we offer 8 or 9 different color palettes that are really easy to change between. So you can go in and sample them. But you can see, compared to the blue here, we've got some bait right on the bottom. And if we're using the white color palette, you can see how much easier it is to see these targets in this sunlight condition. Oh, now we're hooked up.